This was gonna be a vlog, but it's actually gonna be a rant collection instead. So welcome to Aria's rant collection number 2. I'm kind of annoyed with myself because I honestly feel like this is just gonna be more of a collection of rants again than a vlog, and I really wanted it to be a vlog. But I guess it's gonna be a collection of rants, probably. But I already have so many other collection of rants that I filmed. Not a lot, but I have a few that I filmed already that I haven't edited yet, and now they're gonna be out of order because I filmed the emu makeup and I'm gonna post it, and then if I like post this like so much later, then it's gonna be confusing and people are gonna be like, you took how long to edit a video? So I'm gonna have to like upload just yeah. I literally, on my old phone, I literally had like a whole entire notes app of what I wanted to do for my vlog, but it's just gonna be a rant collection instead. I already know it, I feel it in my soul. It's gonna be a rant collection. So anyways, I was gonna like film me working out, I was gonna film me picking out an outfit. Oh yeah, outfit. So I put on this shirt for the emu makeup video because she has cats, and I was like, oh, it's kind of like on theme with the emu, and I got this shirt recently. I don't remember where. Oh yeah, on Shein. I got it on Shein. I don't buy on Shein too often, but I needed more t-shirts, so I got this. But you can't even see my shirt in the video, but yeah, I wore this shirt in honor of emu, even though you couldn't see it in the video, but you can see it right here. I'm gonna rant about burgers for a second. So if there's one thing about me, I can't be normal about anything. I get obsessive about everything that I'm into, and I don't know if it's like a special interest thing or I just have an obsessive personality, or if it's just me, I don't know, but I get really obsessed with things, and especially with food. When I get obsessed with food, I really get obsessed with food, and I basically, when I like a certain food, I eat it over and over and over and over and over again until I literally never want to look at it again for months. And that's what's happening with burgers right now. I wanted burgers so badly, and I've been eating burgers over and over and over and over again, to the point where my husband was like, you know what, I'm gonna stop buying burgers, I'm just gonna make you burgers because this is kind of expensive. So he's been making me burgers. I always think that I'm going to be hungry enough to eat more than a few things a day, like a normal person, like a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner, but I'm not really like that. I'm just sort of like a snacker, and then when I eat the burger, like, it's really filling to me, and I can usually only eat 1 or 2 burgers and I'm like done for the rest of the day. I'm so full. So then I couldn't eat my chicken sandwich and the burgers. But in my head, because like I think like my brain has normal hunger, like a normal person hunger, but my body like just like isn't very hungry, and I don't know what's wrong with that because I don't really feel like my body reflects, like, how do I explain it, like the way that I look, I don't like, my body doesn't look like I don't eat a lot, but I don't. And I don't know if it's like a weird metabolism thing. I don't really know like what's going on with myself, but like I've always been like that. I've always been the type of person where I'm just not super hungry and I don't eat a lot, but I've never really looked like super thin. And you know, like, I'm not saying that I look big either, because I think that would not be realistic to say, nice to say. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but I'm not saying I'm big either. I just like don't think that I look as small as I should for what I eat. And then I'm like thinking, like, do I just like not eat a lot because my metabolism's fucked up? Like, I don't know what's going on, but yeah, I'm obsessed with burgers right now. But I didn't eat a burger today because I wanted to eat a chicken sandwich. Oh, my dog. So yeah. Oh, and then I also have a watermelon obsession, and watermelon, I don't know what's going on, but water and drinks are so filling to me, and I have been so obsessed with watermelon that I have been eating watermelon over and over and over again. And I don't know about anybody else, but like a full watermelon lasts me like 5 to 7 days, and it's so freaking good. I'm obsessed with watermelon and burgers right now. And the last watermelon I got, for some reason it was like not very ripe. Like, it still tasted fine, but it was like white. It wasn't very good, but, well, it was good, but it wasn't. And then the watermelon I got the like, yeah, a few days ago, amazing, show-stopping, burgers, watermelon, all I need for the rest of my life, aka for the next few months until I never want it again for a year and I get obsessed with my next food obsession. Okay, I don't know if this is bad to say, I don't know if this is cringy to say, but I sometimes I just watch really weird animes to feel alive, and the reasoning for that is because sometimes I just feel lifeless. I just feel dead inside. I'm like, I'm not feeling good about myself. I'm not feeling good about life. I just need to feel something. And I saw a clip of this anime on TikTok and it looked absolutely outrageous. And the anime title is called My Senpai is Annoying. And I decided to watch it because I was like, this looks absolutely crazy and I feel like it's gonna make me feel something. And I didn't finish it. I think I'm only like 3 episodes in, but I got scared of being perceived because I thought I heard my partner. I don't know if anybody else has this issue where they have fear of being perceived. And now what we're gonna do, okay, so let me not have ADHD for 1 second and stay on topic. So My Senpai is Annoying, yes, I'm a few episodes in because I needed to feel alive and it made me feel alive, and I feel like everyone's gonna think that's weird, that's crazy, but I feel like growing up I watched a lot of things like that had a lot of like shock value in it that looking back were like really bad to watch, you know, because when I was younger I watched Onision, Jane Dawson, stuff like that when I was like 5, 9, something, I don't know, some young ages that I shouldn't be watching them. So now that I'm an adult, I feel like the only thing that makes me feel alive are things that give me that same sort of like level of shock value. And a lot of the, and you know, like I tend to not really like drama per se, so I don't like watching real people do bad things anymore like I used to, because when I was younger I didn't really understand that a lot of the things like that Onision and Jane Dawson were doing were bad, but now that I'm an adult, it's like, oh yeah, I don't want to watch people that are bad people and like do stuff like that anymore, because when I was a kid I didn't realize that that was bad, and it just was like gave me shock value and like brain stimulation and it made me feel alive. So now instead of watching real people do weird things, I watch anime doing weird things. So yes, it made me feel alive. But anyways, I freaked out for a second because I thought I heard a noise, and I think I said this in my last collection of rants, but I literally, like with my husband, I was like, you gotta put on your headphones because I can't exist if I'm being perceived, and it's so annoying that I hate being perceived. And now we're gonna do a little bit of Aria lore drop, and I'm kind of scared that my mom is still stalking me and stalking everything that I'm doing, but honestly I give up at this point because I'm just so convinced that she's gonna stalk me and everything that I'm doing, because I'm gonna do little lore drops. So basically I was homeschooled my entire life and I never had an ounce of privacy my entire life growing up, because every single time I was talking, every single time I was texting one of my friends, every single time I was doing anything, my mom would hear every single thing I was doing, and it would freak me out, and I was and I just never felt like I had any peace in my life ever. And there was like like I didn't really have any privacy, like even on my phone. And I understand like parents, like when you're young, they want to go through your phone and make sure you're not doing anything bad, there's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is that there was one time where I was charging my phone, my mom went on my phone, I don't know what I was doing, but I wasn't where my phone was charging, but my mom went on my phone and she went on my camera roll and she texted herself a selfie that I took of myself, and then she deleted the text from me to her, so I wouldn't look like she was going through my phone. And then she took that picture that she texted herself from my phone that was a selfie, and she posted it on Facebook, and was like, oh, look at my daughter, she's so pretty. And I'm like, girl, you're actually like going crazy. And like I think I have a lot of problems from it, because I used like to go to like therapy when I was younger for anxiety, and I know a lot of people like, because honestly sometimes people use that against me because they're like, oh, you have problems, and I'm like, bitch, I have anxiety, okay, leave me alone. But I used to go to therapy for anxiety when I was younger, and when I would like tell my therapist, I'm like, guys, maybe I'm just like freaking out because I don't have any privacy and it's actually stressing me out. And then my therapist when I was younger would like tell my mom like, hey, like actually like I think you should give her privacy and like not stalk her on everything. And my mom was like, okay, I'll try. And she was lying and she didn't do it. And when I was older, like 18, 17 years old, and it wasn't like normal for her to stalk me on anything anymore, and I had like blocked all of her like actual like main accounts under her name from my social media pages, she would make like these fake fan accounts of things that I was fans of just so she could like be in my account, and then eventually, like, sometimes, I don't know what it was, but I would just get like this weird gut feeling, and I'm like, that's you. I know that's you. And I would take a screenshot and I'd be like, is this you? And she'd be like, hee hee hee, yes, that's me. No, it's not hee hee funny, it's actually freaking me out. And then she would also like make fake OnlyFans girls pages of like just like random women that she would find on the internet to like stalk people that I was dating or my friends and even myself, and it would actually freak me out. And like I swear every single time like I see anybody on, like, I'm not trying to give her tips, okay, on how to stalk me, but like I swear any single time I see an account that just gives me like, that follows me or looks at my page that just gives me like a weird feeling, I'm like, I bet it's my mom. I bet it's my mom. And I've thought that probably about 1,000 different accounts in the past year, but I'm like, oh my god, I just bet it's my mom, and I bet she's stalking me again, and it's freaking me out. And then like I was kind of like fine with it, and I'm like, you know what, maybe she's not stalking me anymore, like maybe she doesn't care anymore. And then literally like I used to post a lot of makeup videos of myself, and I used to have like a makeup TikTok and a makeup Instagram, but I like deleted that makeup Instagram because I'm just like, oh, I have too many Instagram accounts. I just need to have one. I have too many accounts. I need to stop having a lot of accounts. I don't know if anybody else in the past like had issues with like having a bunch of different accounts, but everybody that I was following and everybody that I was seeing, it just seemed like they just had a bunch of different accounts for different topics, and they had a spam account and a main account and a different spam account, and I just thought that I guess that's what I had to do as well. But now I'm just sort of like, that's just complicated, and if you're following me, you're following me for me and my interests. And like I post a lot about anime and other stuff as well, so you don't have to like watch everything that I post. Like maybe if you only followed me for anime or something, or you only followed me for rants, or you only followed me for this or that, you don't have to watch everything that I post. But I'm gonna post myself and what I want to post, and I'm not gonna have like one specific theme for each account. I'm just gonna have one account and I'm gonna be done. But I used to have a makeup account, and I was posting makeup, but it kind of stressed me out because I just had too many accounts. So now if I post makeup, I'm just gonna post it here. But I used to have a makeup account, and I didn't think that anybody saw it, because like literally like my phone number and everything wasn't even attached to it. So you know how on TikTok, like if your phone number is attached to your account, sometimes unless you turn the feature off, it'll show it to your contacts. Didn't even have my phone number on that account, right? Didn't even have it. I was at a party, like one of my friends like party things, that get together thing that she was having, and my mom was there and my mom's friends were there, and my mom was like doing something else, and one of my mom's friends was like saying hi to me. And you know how like your mom's friends just say hi to you and you're like, oh, I know everything about you, and you like don't know who they are. That was like the situation that this was. And I was like, oh, hi, how are you? And she's like, oh my god, hi, how are you, you're so and so's daughter, like I know so much about you. And I'm like, oh, okay. And she's like, oh, you what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I don't work right now, because it's true, I don't have a job right now. I have had jobs and I will get a job again one day. I just don't have a job right now. But she was like, what do you do? And I was like, oh, I don't do anything. My husband works right now. I don't work right now. And she's like, no, you do makeup. And I'm like, what? And she's like, you're a makeup artist. And I'm like, bitch, what do you mean I'm a makeup artist? And she's like, your mom shows me your makeup videos online. And I'm like, because at first it wasn't clicking to me. At first I wasn't clocking it. I was like, I do makeup, but I'm not a makeup artist. What are you talking about? And she's like, hey, you do makeup all the time. You do makeup art. You post it online all the time. Your mom shows me all your stuff. Your mom talks about you all the time. And I'm like, huh? And I'm like, that's weird. Because sometimes people like, because I don't wear a lot of makeup, but because I always have a bold eye every single time I go out, I feel like people, every time like I'm talking to one of my mom's friends or something, they just always assume that I do a lot of makeup, because having a bold eye or a bold lip just sort of makes it look like you do a lot of makeup. But I don't do a lot of makeup. I just like throw some stuff on my face and hope that it looks good. So sometimes people have had the misconception in the past that I want to be a makeup artist just because they think I'm wearing a lot of makeup. Or when I used to dye my hair a bunch of different colors, people would think that I want to be a hairstylist just because I coloring my hair. And it's like, no, I'm just coloring my hair. I don't want to be a hairstylist. And then I don't anymore, but when I did used to work at my old retail job, I would like paint my nails all the time, and everybody at work would be like, oh, so you want to be a nail artist? And I'm like, no, I just paint my nails. So to me it wasn't like that weird at first, because other situations have happened. But then when I got home and I was kind of like just sitting with my husband, just like thinking, collecting my thoughts. I was like, wait a fucking minute, you're fucking stalking me still, bitch. And I don't know what's going on. I don't know how that's happening, but it's actually freaking me out. And yeah, so I just still feel like I have no sense of privacy. And the thing is that like with my husband, like he has headphones on right now so he can't hear me, but the thing is that like he watches all my YouTube videos and my TikToks and everything that I post after I post them. And sometimes like we watch TikTok at night together every night, and like, or Instagram and stuff like that. And when we're laying down, like he will watch my stuff that I post in front of me when we're scrolling before he looks at the stuff that I sent him. And I don't care, but when I'm filming it, I just feel weird. And because I know it's weird, because like he said it so many times, like he's like, I'm not gonna judge you, I literally don't care what you film, you can say whatever you want, you can do whatever you want. But for some reason, like I still just feel like I'm being watched and judged. And I know that it's because of my mom, and it freaks me out till this day, to my core. And it stresses me out because I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. Like what type of therapy do you go to for that? Because I don't know, I feel like talk therapy doesn't really work for me. And I feel like, you know, everybody should try something at least once. Sometimes like for some people therapy does work for them, for some people medication works better for them, like for some people like they just need lifestyle changes, for some people like they just need to take some vitamin C or get more sleep, something. Like everything works different for different people and everything like that. But it's like I just don't really feel like talk therapy works for me, because it's like, what is a therapist gonna say? They're just gonna say, oh, like, well, you're not in that situation anymore, and obviously that situation was toxic and bad, but now you're not in that situation anymore, so you have no reason to feel bad about it anymore. I'm trying to like think of a good example, because when I was younger one time, like in the past, like I was like 13, 14 years old, and I was talking to, this was like back when I was like in therapy for anxiety, and I was like talking to the therapist about how I was feeling anxious that everybody thought that I was ugly, but at the same time I was like, but I know that not everybody thinks I'm ugly, because that's not logical, but I'm still gonna think everybody thinks I'm ugly, and I'm still gonna care about it. And then she was like, but why would you care? But like, she was like, huh? She was like, but you know not everyone thinks you're ugly because it's not logical, so then why? I don't know how to help you. And I'm like, well, I'm not the one who got a degree, girl, you tell me. But she was like, so how do I explain it? So like usually like with most patients, I feel like therapists will like help them realize things about themselves that they won't be able to realize for themselves. Like how most people, and I'm just gonna use my specific situation, so like most people are like, hey, I think everyone thinks I'm ugly, I'm really anxious about it. And then the therapist's job would be to make the person realize that, hey, not everybody actually thinks that, you're overthinking it, you're just in your head. Most people aren't gonna be like so obsessed about people like that, they're just more so gonna be focused on themselves. And if somebody is really obsessed with you and the way that you look, that's a them problem, and they're probably very insecure with themselves, and they feel the need to project it onto somebody else. And then the person is gonna be like, oh, I didn't think about that, you're probably right. But for me, like I analyze all of my thoughts so deeply, so if I've already analyzed that and I already like know that that's not logical, but I still think it anyways, then how are they gonna help me? How are they gonna help me? But I am yeah, I did start anxiety meds, and I'm gonna hope they work. I'm you know, I'm thinking I'm gonna need to up the dosage, because the anxiety is really high. It's really bad. Another lore drop. I don't know, like one time my mom was talking to me more recently, and she was like it was in relation to me getting sterilized, and she was like I think she was like crashing out, because I think she thought that I didn't want kids because of her, but I just don't want kids because I don't want to be pregnant. So she was like, what did I do? Was I a bad mom? Da, 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 da. And I was like, I just kind of like didn't feel like I had privacy, and it freaked me out. And she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. But then sometime after that, in the same conversation, like she was like talking about how she was going through my brother's, and like my brother isn't like 9. My brother is like 16 years old, and she was like talking about how she was telling me how she was going through my brother's phone and like reading his text with his girlfriend, and like reading everything that he was saying, and like telling me in detail what he was saying. And I was like, and he doesn't know that she does this. And she does the same thing to my dad too. So yeah, I am freaked out, and I didn't have any privacy my whole life, and I feel like everyone is constantly watching me all the time, even though nobody is actually doing that, and most people aren't like my mom. But yeah, because I know of a lot of people that have roommates and they like live with a bunch of people, and they are able to still film videos in front of them, and videos in front of their friends, and videos with their friends, and film videos when their roommates are home. And then there's like this voice actor that I'm a fan of right now, and they were talking about like for this whole entire season of the show that they were filming, they filmed it in a closet, and they have like 3 or 4 roommates, and most people like talk at a normal volume. I talk really quiet, so most people talk like at a normal volume, and they're talking pretty loud, and he was literally filming like when there was like 3 or 4 roommates home for a whole season of a show. And I'm like, how are you doing that? How are you doing that, man? This person that I'm a fan of also Twitch streams, and I know that they also Twitch stream when their roommates are home, and I'm like, how do you have the confidence? I don't have the confidence. But okay, now I want to rant about a crack dream that I have, okay? Because there's a lot of people that are very career oriented. I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, I want to go to school for this and have a career for that and da 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 da. And even if it doesn't work out, because I feel like most people's career choices that they want to do don't work out, but they still want to do something. And I feel like with me, I don't really want to do anything. Most people want to do something, but I've never really had like a career that I want to go to college for. When I'm gonna explain it because I kind of did, but I kind of didn't. So like, I feel like most people, the career path that they want to do doesn't work out, but most people still want to do something. And like the past like few years when I've entered into my 20s, I've kind of like, I've been freaking out because I'm like, but I don't actually, like, I don't want to do anything. like my dream is to do nothing. I don't want to, like, I just want to like say silly things online. I don't want to do anything, guys. But everybody wants to do something, and even though most things that people want to do and go to college for, and especially like in the climate that we live right now, it doesn't work out and people don't really make a lot of money and they just have to like do something to survive, they still have a passion. And I felt really guilty that I didn't have a passion. I didn't have anything that I wanted to do. But when I was younger, there was a few things that I wanted to do. I wanted to do acting. I used to really want to be an actor, and I used to also really want to be a singer and a YouTuber, which, hey man, I'm doing YouTube right now, but I'm not expecting YouTube to be a career, okay? But I'm just doing it for fun. And I think doing it for fun is better than doing it for a career, because then you're gonna like have the passion longer than be so like money focused and fame focused and stuff like that, and that freaks me out. But anyways, I wanted to be an actor and a singer, and I was really confused on why I wanted to be an actor and a singer, because like literally nobody in my family like wants to do anything like that. But I realized that I wanted to be a singer because I didn't know this when I was younger, but now I know this, like Filipino people love to fucking sing. My family, that must have skipped their generation and it just all flooded into me, because I love to sing, but I had so much anxiety, and I did a lot of voice lessons growing up, but I think one of my voice teachers killed my dream. Because here's the thing, so I am autistic, okay, and I get scared to say it because I feel like people are just going to make fun of me, or they're not going to believe me, because I feel like people have like this idea of what you're supposed to look like or act like if you're autistic. And I feel like when I'm on camera, I definitely have a lot more emotion than I have in person, but in person I'm like really monotone and I can be really awkward, and I miss a lot of social cues. So then when I was singing with this voice teacher that I was doing, like having when I was younger, because I did like voice lessons from like 5 to like probably like 14 or 15. Like I loved to sing, okay, and I did choir and stuff like that too. But this voice teacher that I had, she was so mean. Like she would always be like, what's wrong with you? She's like, are you in therapy? Are you okay? Like you look sick. And there were certain eras of my life, and like the era of my life when I was seeing her, I wasn't really wearing makeup at the time because I had a lot of acne, and I was like, oh, this, you know, I want to be more confident about myself, and wearing a lot of foundation is making my acne really bad. So I just wasn't wearing any makeup at the time. Then I was also using turmeric soap for my acne, but it was lightening my skin a lot. And you know, I was a teenager, I was homeschooled, so I didn't really sleep because I was just, you know, on the internet and being chronically online, and I had dark circles and acne, and I think I just looked I looked sick, but that's just what I looked like, okay? And she was like kind of calling me like ugly and thinking that there was something wrong with me, because here's my resting face. And think about it without any makeup on it, you know, and with acne and dark circles. I look a little scary, okay? She was just so mean about it. And then, like, because again, like me being autistic, I don't have a lot of reaction when I'm singing. Like how some people, like, they'll be like so expressive when they're singing, like with their face. I wasn't expressive. I was just focusing on trying to hit the notes, and she was like, that's weird, like you don't have any emotion. And she was like, you know what, I think you should find a new teacher, and you shouldn't ever perform because you don't have the personality. And I'm like, oh, okay, thank you so much. Actually, thank you so much. That ruined my dream. And then I never sang again, and now I only sing alone. I never took voice lessons ever again. I quit after that. It's true, I wasn't very expressive or anything like that, and I feel like, you know, I could have been, but you know, like if I was performing stuff like that, and you know, it just like killed my dream. And then also because, you know, like my mom was like watching me all the time, and then she would like show all of my videos that I posted on the internet to her friends. I'm like, I don't want to sing anymore, this is embarrassing. So I just gave up on it. And then with acting, I like wasn't amazing at it, but I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. I really liked improv and stuff like that. I did a lot of theater, but every single time I did theater, all of my theater teachers were always like, you'd be a lot better at screen acting than theater acting, because with theater acting you have to be like very loud, you have to have a lot of volume so people can hear you from the stage, and also you have to be like, I don't know how to explain it, maybe it's not gonna make sense, but you sort of have to be like overly expressive just so people further back in the audience can see your facial expressions. But the way that I expressed myself in acting, they always told me it was better for screen acting, which I liked because I always would have preferred to do screen acting rather than theater anyways, but I just did theater just, you know, to improve my skills, and it was so fun and I loved theater. Like I feel like all of the weird kids were in theater. Like everyone that I ever like made friends with throughout my life was in theater. Like I was weird and I was free to be weird in theater. Like the time that I felt most myself was in theater. And another reason why my acting teachers were saying that I should do screen acting is because they would always yell at me because they're like, you're so quiet. And I'm like, I feel like I'm yelling, I'm so sorry, I don't have volume, I don't have projection, I try so hard but I don't. And then I feel like this is something that a lot of people struggle with, but I also just like had a lot of insecurities about my looks and stuff like that. And with acting, not always, because obviously there's shows where like they're not casting people who are conventionally attractive in every single show, they just want people that look normal. But you know, I live in America and I feel like a lot of American media, they just want you to be thin and beautiful, and I'm just like, that is a lot of pressure, honestly, and I just don't want to like feel like I have to look a certain way to do what I want to do, and it really freaked me out. And then I don't really struggle with it so much now, but when I was younger, like I said before, I struggled with acne a lot. And one thing that I would always look at when I was like watching other actors like talk about their experience and stuff like that, they were always like, yeah, it's not really good if you have acne because it's too hard to cover up if you're like have a lot of bumps. Like if you have scars you can cover up, but if you have a lot of bumps it's like hard to cover up because you can see it on screen. I know there are actors who have acne, but I just remember like when I was younger I just kept seeing so much stuff about how having acne wasn't good for acting, and it made me just too self-conscious about my looks and myself to do acting. And I would do these things when I was younger where I would like be on a lot of like weird diets to try to like make myself look better so I could feel like I could pursue acting, because I didn't feel beautiful enough to pursue acting. And I think this is just something that a lot of women feel like. I feel like every woman doesn't feel like they're beautiful enough. Well, some do, and you are lucky and I support you, because everyone should feel like they're beautiful enough. But I just didn't feel like that, and as I said earlier in the video, like I don't really have a big appetite, so me not having a big appetite and then trying to diet, oh, that's bad. It was bad. Like I wasn't eating enough. And then when you're not eating enough, you don't have a lot of energy, and then I wasn't having enough energy to do the thing that I loved. And then when so many people just like sort of kept making fun of me for not being expressive and stuff like that, and other classes that I had outside of acting, I just felt too self-conscious, and I just sort of gave up on it as a whole. And I'm not saying that I want to do acting now because I'm too self-conscious. Still, I don't like, I can film myself on camera because I film on my phone and I can see myself when I'm filming on my phone, but if you can't see yourself when like, and then seeing myself next to somebody else, I just compare myself to people too much, and it's a problem. But now we're gonna get into my crack dream, right? So I thought about this like years ago, but I started thinking about it again, and I was like, wait, I loved acting. I thought it was really, really fun, but I'm too self-conscious about the way that I look to actually do real acting, like screen acting, theater acting. And I would see these audios of people on YouTube who would like do so-and-so character X listener. I know it sounds really cringy, okay? But I was thinking, and I was like, oh, this is so fun. And I would talk to myself, and I'd walk around the garage and stuff where no one can hear me, and I would just like pretend to like voice act, and it was so fun. And more recently, because I started watching more anime, and I started I watch and dub, okay, don't judge me, but I started looking up that voice actors on social media, and I started sort of like following and looking at a lot of voice actors that are very active on social media, and I'm like, wait, like, you guys are kind of like cool. And I was like looking at why some of these people started voice acting, and some of the people that I looked at that started voice acting, they were like, I really liked acting, but I was self-conscious about my looks, and voice acting was sort of something that I could do where I could still act, but I didn't really have to look at myself. And I was like, wait a minute, that's freaking smart. And then I was like, wait, so now a crack dream that I have is I think it would be so fun to voice act, because it's acting without looking at yourself, right? And the thing is that I'm not trying to be Matt Mercer, okay? I'm not trying to be famous. I'm not trying to make $1 million. It would just sort of be something that I would more so want to do on the side. And if it was something that I could do as a career, I think it would be really fun. And I think what I'm talking on right now, I don't know, I feel like maybe my voice can sound annoying, but I feel like everybody sort of has their normal voice and then their voice acting voice, and then they have like different accents and stuff that they can do. And when I put on that voice, I'm not gonna do it now, but when I put on that voice, I like it. I think it sounds good, and I don't think that I'm too terrible at other accents. I used to just like randomly do a British accent all the time, and I'm not gonna do it now, but I think my British accent was pretty good. And I was thinking about it, I'm like, oh, it would be so freaking fun, but I'm scared because I'm scared of being perceived, and I'd have to do it on my computer with a microphone, and then my husband would hear me. But it's not that big of a deal, because a lot of people were saying that they film a lot of their voice acting stuff in a closet, in a walk-in closet. I don't know, but I could just like go into my walk-in closet in the office and tell my husband, put on your headphones, don't listen to me. But I don't know, I'm sort of thinking about like maybe doing some voice acting classes through Zoom or audio, video call, whatever voice acting classes are. I think it would be really fun. So basically what I'm saying is, I'm just ranting, yes, but I'm also asking, does anybody have any tips? Does anybody have any tips? Because again, I'm very self-conscious, so I'm not expecting to be famous. I'm not going to try to be famous, but I think it would be something that's super, super fun to do on the side. And also because I have a lot of anxiety and agoraphobia, something that I'm struggling with right now. It's not a career that you have to, well, you can, but it's not a career path that you have to necessarily go out for to pursue. You can stay home and do it. And obviously like the bigger people go out, and they can go out, and you can travel and do a bunch of auditions in person and stuff, but you don't have to. And I like that. I'm like, oh, I don't have to, and that's so fun. I don't want to go anywhere until I'm more confident and self-assured and my anxiety is better. Then maybe I'll go places, okay? But right now I don't want to go anywhere, and I don't have to go anywhere. And I think that would be so fun. but I don't know, I get self-conscious because for so long I had no career path and I basically had given up on every single thing ever, and I thought that my life was pointless and meaningless. And now it kind of scares me because I'm like, what do you mean I want to do something? What do you mean I'm thinking? And you know, if I never do this and if I never pursue it, it's not that big of a deal, but I just get scared that I'm interested in doing something and that I want to maybe do something, because I don't like that. It freaks me out. And I don't know, does college for voice acting exist? I don't want to go to college, okay? I already did that online. I don't want to do it again. It's expensive. But does it exist? Do you have to go to college? I don't think so. But anyways, I think I've been ranting for a really long time now, so I'm going to end this rant, and I want to film a video of unhinged ships that I have, that I'm not even putting my worst unhinged ships on my list and in that video, because oh my god, I'm scared that people are gonna judge me. But if you want to watch it, I'm gonna upload it before I upload this video, so if you want to see it, check it out, and check out my Uber room makeup. And if you want any other videos from me, let me know. I also want to try doing like Pokimane, Valkyrie, Senna's makeup, because I all think that they would suit me really well and they're similar to the makeup that I do already. So let me know what makeup you think I should do in the future for myself. And yes, thanks for watching. Bye.